Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Melanie Dean. I'm a psychologist, a scientist, and a Hay House author of the book, The Hidden Power of Emotions. And you're listening to the Wave Maker podcast, where we explore how your emotions are real energy waves that are more powerful than you think. And so are you. When you learn how to tap the power of your emotions, you can attract everything in life that you want. It's not just positive thinking, it's science, and I will show you how. Hello, I'm Dr. Melanie Dean, and today I would like to talk about how to be successful in this game of life by allowing challenges to bring you clarity, powerful clarity. While I'm not eager to have more challenges in my life, I no longer fear them. So when you are able to use the challenges as an opportunity to know yourself better, be clearer on who you are and what you want for your life, and be in tune with your own wise guidance for what steps are there for you to take, then the challenges no longer are as scary. You already know this when you think back to challenges you've faced, and when you've had a plan of action for how to deal with those challenges, when you know what you need to do, even though it's not fun and it's difficult, it's easier. It's far easier to take those steps and get done what you need to get through the challenge. Then when you feel completely overwhelmed with the difficulties of it, and you are overwhelmed with emotions that cloud your discernment on what to do, cloud even your clarity on what you want to have happen. So you already know that as you are clearer within yourself, that you can face life's challenges much easier. Here's how to get that clarity. So whatever you're facing, whether it be a challenge that comes from from a person outside of you, or whether it's a challenge that's a result of your own emotions inside that seem to get the better of you, like anger or anxiety or fear that just seems to take hold of you. Whatever challenge it is that you're facing, your answer is always look within. There's always your answer for your success in this game of life. Now, you probably say, well, what am I looking for in there? Look within. What am I looking for? Well, you are looking for your ability to create calm, clear, smooth, evenly spaced waves of knowing yourself and knowing what you want. Now, that's scientifically proven to be powerful. There's research out of the Blue Brain Project in Sweden. There's research out of the HeartMath Institute in California. And both of these sets of research show that when you are calm and clear and knowing that which you want, you're purposeful, then that produces these smooth, even waves of energy. And when you stay in that space, even for just a few seconds, multiple waves of energy are created that are of the same frequency and the same wave pattern, the same smooth, evenly spaced, calm wave pattern that can then easily sync with these other similar waves. When that syncing happens, that's when they receive this spike of energy. They show that it's about a 4 times greater spike of energy, and that's when they share encoded information at a quantum physics level. And when they are sharing this encoded information on the emotional strand of energy, so you could envision that as a wave of energy, because your emotions are made out of real molecules of energy that have waves of 300 quadrillion waves per second. So they are waving powerful waves. Your anxiety and fear emotions, they have a wave pattern shape that's jagged and sharp and unpredictable and uneven and cannot easily sync with other similar waves. As opposed to your calm, clear knowing of what it is you want that produces this even waves of energy that can easily sync. And when they sync, They share encoded information. They now roll along as one unit, and you are participating in that unit of energy, which is how you know your guidance. Also, you feel a clarity and a resonance on what is yours to do. So remember that as you feel clear on what you want, and you feel clear on what is yours to do, it makes navigating these challenges much easier. So this is your pathway for success in this game of life. So as you look within in order to work your power, I want you to focus on three things. The three things that are going to be really helpful for you to focus on every day in your quiet time is to release the negative emotions, release the negative thoughts that are no longer working for you, in order for you then to be able to calmly and clearly own that which you really want in your life. Because remember, you can create that which you really want in your life, even as you're dealing with challenges. And then the third aspect to focus on is recognizing what it is that you did that worked, that allowed you to release the emotions and thoughts that are no longer serving you, and that allowed you to really settle in and know and own, reclaim that which you really do want. So let's look at a couple of examples. I imagine that all of you can relate to having someone difficult in your life, someone that has a viewpoint that seems to be very different than your point, someone that perhaps approaches you with a blame that your viewpoint is different and they think you're wrong and they let you know that you're wrong. A challenging person that maybe is in your space with their anger and their resentment about the things that they think you're doing wrong, or they're just in there with opinions that don't resonate with you, their energy doesn't resonate with you, and you kind of wish you didn't have to deal with this person every day. Maybe you dread kind of dealing with this person. So you have this person, whether that be a coworker or a family member, and we all have people in our life that present challenges to us in this way. So this is an external person presenting challenges to you. And so your looking within is still your answer. So as you look within, the first thing to do in being able to release your frustration, because likely you feel angry yourself as a result of having to deal with this person continually. You feel frustrated. You wish you didn't have to do it. You wish they weren't in your face the way they're in your face, and you really don't like it. So you have a lot of thoughts and emotions about that. And the first way to be able to feel a release of some of those emotions is to be able to own them, recognize them. Give yourself some time to feel them. Label them. So label your anger and your frustration and maybe your resentment and your wish that you didn't have to deal with this. So when you own it and you feel it, you will notice that it begins to dissipate a little bit. Now, it's not going to dissipate all in one day, especially if this is a person that's been in your life for quite a while. So you're not going to feel a complete 100% release. This is a daily practice to allow yourself to slowly release that which no longer serves you. But you will notice that as you label it, you're honest with yourself about what you're feeling in this difficult situation, that it has less hold on you. You can slowly actually feel that energy just crumble apart, and you're able to feel a release from some of it. So that is a fabulous power. And I want you to notice and pay attention to what worked for you in being able to release that. And you'll notice that as you release it, then you're able to go into step 2. You're able then to be calmer. So with that space that released the negative that you did not want and was no longer serving you, you have an ability now to be calmer and clearer about what you want on the other side of this challenge, or what you want for yourself through the challenge. Be clearer about that. Set calm, clear, purposeful waves of intention for that which you want. So perhaps you really want to have peace in the relationship. And as you look within, you say, I have tried to bring about peaceful conversations, and that doesn't seem to work. So again, you're going to look within, and now you're going to really be saying, I've tried to get this thing that I want, which is peace, and I'm going to dig a little deeper because it's not really happening in this relationship. I haven't been able to get that label of what I want. So what's underneath there that really I want? Well, likely if you look inside, you're going to recognize that what you want is your self-acceptance. Because when you are clear about knowing who you are and you accept yourself and you recognize that you're just different from this difficult person, you can settle into that acceptance and you can still know, I value peace and I value harmony, and I sure wish that I could make that happen. I sure wish I didn't have to deal with this person that is a continual challenge. So yes, you know that, you're recognizing you sure wish you didn't have to deal with this person. And in this quieter time, you can reclaim who you are. You are a person of peace, or you are a person that values talking things through before they get heated. So appreciate who you are and accept who you are. It's then easier to just accept the other person because they are different than you. You no longer have this intense desire that you have to change them or you have to change the situation because you've already tried that. You likely have tried that many ways, multiple ways, and it hasn't worked, which is why this person is still a challenge and a difficulty in your life. So as you settle into accepting yourself, looking within, owning who you are, feeling good about who you are, the beliefs that you have, the values that you have, what you desire in your life for yourself, then you do not have the same pressure or need that the other person has to change. You can just accept them. You don't have to like it, but it's easier to accept that you're just different. And it can remind you of the values that you hold for yourself. Each time you encounter this person and it's not quite going the way that you wish it would go, you just then use that as an opportunity to look within, know yourself, and be clearer on who you are. So it's so powerful to be able to take any challenge that comes your way and use it as an opportunity to be clearer on who you are, appreciating who you are with the values, the beliefs, the ways of going, and what's important to you that you live your life by. So let's look at another kind of challenge. I remember there was a young friend of mine, and recently she lost her place where she lives. She was renting a room from a landlady, and her landlord lost her dwelling where she was renting this room, and so then my friend lost her place where she was living. And on top of that, she had plans in the works with this landlady to rent some additional space in that home to create a holistic business for herself, doing Reiki and other holistic services. So she was devastated and shocked when she all of a sudden loses her home. She feels lost, angry, frustrated, worried, anxious, fearful. Now that's a lot of challenge. That's a lot to deal with. And I still say, look within. That is your power. Look within. So as she looked within, and I kind of just reminded her what she already knew, which was to be able to own her feelings, really each day in her quiet time, and she had quiet time every day. Each day in her quiet time, she took another level of ownership of these difficult situations and these difficult feelings. And each time she really owned them, her frustration, her anger, her worry, it allowed those feelings to dwindle, and she could use that space within herself to create some calm. And in that space where she could create some calm within herself, she used that to envision that which she really wanted. She really did want to pursue a business for herself that was in her home, and she didn't know how she was going to go about that. But every day, in her calm vision for that which she really wanted for her life, she then felt some guidance, some resonance, because she could feel these energy waves getting in sync with each other. She could actually feel the boost that I mentioned. That's a 4-time greater boost when you have clarity for that which you want. She could feel that boost, and that boost then is your emotional energy waves syncing with other similar energy waves, and they bring you the guidance. You feel that quiet knowing of what's the next step to take. What is next for you to create that which you want? So she did this every day. It was a while. It didn't happen right away. It wasn't overnight. So she released the overwhelming fear and frustration that would just seem to descend upon her, and she got herself quiet, owned it, labeled it, and allowed some of that to dissipate so she could get calm. And when she got calm that day, envisioned what she wanted, she also paid attention to that inner knowing of what was her next step to take. So remember that as you are calm about what you want, and as you are clear about what your next step is to take, that in and of itself is the success in working this game of life. Every time a challenge comes your way, you will say, well, I have the skills to get through this challenge. I can calmly and clearly know what I want and pay attention to my inner knowing about what next step to take. So that means that you need to recognize, this is your third thing to pay attention to, is to recognize what worked for you in achieving those two very important skills. What works for you in order to be able to release the negative emotions that can get the better of you? So is it that you are able to release those perhaps by writing in a journal? That allows you a measure of understanding of yourself, and you then can feel a release for some of those? Is it that you can listen to music and music works for you, that it calms you enough that you can own your emotions, label your emotions, and allow the ones that don't work for you to slowly release so you can settle into some calm? For me, I like to take a walk outside in nature. I can get walking really fast when I'm upset, and then I'm labeling my emotions, and then and then it's easier. They can release, and then I can calm down. My walking slows down a little bit, and I'm more able to then move into calm. So pay attention to what works for you. Perhaps it's yoga allows you to kind of get clear with yourself and calmer and release emotions that don't work. So find what works for you, whatever that is, whether those are some meditations that work or just simply quiet time with yourself, whether that's setting a timer to feel all the emotions that you feel, and then turn the timer off and feel what's freeing, feel what allows to release. Maybe it's music, maybe it's journaling, maybe it's taking a walk like I do. So pay attention, because what works for that is going to work again. It's going to be a formula for you. Now pay attention also, recognize what works for you in calming yourself. Again, when you feel the release of the negative emotions, you're going to have space for creating a calm, clear vision for yourself. What allows you to really feel that calm throughout your body? Does music help you feel that calm? Does some movement and stretching and quiet help you feel that calm? Does just quietly sitting in your chair with no distractions really allow you to calm your mind and your body? I also can feel calm when I'm out in nature taking a walk. You will find your methods for being able to create that calm, clear vision for that which you want on the other side of your challenge. And as you create that calm, clear vision, you will also then, with those calm, smooth, even waves of energy that are getting in sync, and they're sharing encoded information, which brings you the guidance you need. You'll pay attention to that inner wisdom and that inner guidance for what it is that's your next step to take in making it through this challenge. So you always have the power to create that which you want in your life, even while you are dealing with challenges which are going to come your way one after the other. They always do. We live in a complex world. Lots of people out there making lots of decisions that impact you. So use your power in this game of life of feeling confident while you don't want to deal with challenges. You feel confident that you can deal with the challenges. So here is to shifting your emotions, to feeling clear about who you are as a person, and to living a very powerful life. That's all for today's Wavemaker podcast. Thank you for listening. I have so much more to share with you, so be sure to tune in next month. And remember, go to my website, www.melaniedean.com, and join our free Wavemaker community, where you will receive even more science-backed advice for unlocking your emotional power.